Hi all, welcome back. Hope you're well. I thought I'd show you the kit that I've put together for this year. Slightly improved on previous years, lighter and just the absolute essentials that I think I would need in the field. Looks quite a beast at first glance, but in fact it's only about just over half the size of a full Bergen. On the front I usually keep my hatting gloves for easy access, like most people do. Of course a spare light for night walking if you need it. Of course there's always a head torch as well. Great padding, very comfortable. It doesn't sweat too much because there's a slight relief between the pads on the shoulder blades and the back, so it's pretty good that way. I'll turn it around. The full weight of this is 12 kg, which is pretty damn good. Oh no, it's 13 with the water. On the side pouches I have here a water filter, a VCD bottle full to the brim, and on the other pouch I have another water bottle which is empty and will be used for picking up green water en route and cleaning through the filter. Onto the front section I usually keep my map and of course bug spray and bug net. Easy to get. A lightweight poncho which covers the whole ruck for heavy downpours. Waterproof leggings, lightweight. And what else is in here? Of course at the top of the woolies, scarf, beanie. Nice and warm if I'm at altitude, which I might be this week. In the middle section, on the top is always the first aid kit. And then dry clothes, complete change of clothes, socks, top, underpants, etc. In here I keep my old school system with hexi blocks, a little bit of mess to get the hexi blocks going, which sometimes helps. So inside the first section, a spare torch for a shovel for digging, a loo, and then down here wipes and a handy saw if I need to take a branch off, which I always do so very reluctantly. So that's the first section covered. The second section is the important one for me, and that is the sleep system. So let's just open it up and have a proper look at it. I also use my zip holders together at one side, so I know where they are in the dark and don't have to look for them if I'm at camp and it's just gone dark. So inside this section is a waterproof, flat packed, and inside I have my sleeping bag, inside the bivvy bag to keep it dry in any conditions. I have my inflatable mat, my insulation for underneath the bivvy, and on the top I have the basha with all the bungees on each corner and ends ready for quick assembly. It's of course a waterproof bag, and it's handy because you can hang it on a tree if you wish, and it doesn't glare through the trees. Inside, I won't open it all up, but I've got everything I need to sleep and keep dry. It's all flat as possible and it fits just perfectly. I think it's a 30 litre, I believe, which is half the size of the ruck in total for the main section, and a ground sheet beneath for under the hammock or the bivvy as an extra luxury. So that's the central section, and the side sections attended to, and of course the kitchen is down here. We'll just open that up quickly and let you see what's in the kitchen. Enough supplies for 24 hours, a short overnighter. In here I've got windshield, protein, carbohydrate, low calorie oat biscuits, 2 per pack for breakfast and 1 for being on the move, and a spare one for a greedy person. And on the top here I have my coffee, enough for 2 brews, and lightweight, and of course chamomile tea for the evening in a little cup. And then in here is the emergency high energy biscuits, chocolate flavour, 60 grams. This is a lot of calories per 100 gram. It's about 2,000 calories, 60 gram. So it's around about 1,000 calories, a lot of calories. But if you feel the wobbles and you really are halfway through a day's hike and you're starting to shake, this is the antidote. And then finally, on this end, not a lot to show, except washing sponge for the dishes, near a stream, and extra spare lighter and combat matches. Always carry options in case the first one fails. So that's the kitchen section. A couple of spare ties in case something breaks. But I think that's everything covered. Everything's here. In the first aid kit I've got all I need, medications. The only thing I don't have is a tourniquet, which I really must get hold of as soon as possible. But in the first aid kit I carry my medications and painkillers, plasters, and a foil survival blanket, all very compact as an option if it does get very cold and the summer sleeping bag inside the bivvy isn't quite enough to stave off the cold. Now let's clear all this to one side and show you what I've carried for reconnaissance. Just a day trip, which I hope to do tomorrow. So inside this small pack, which is really lightweight, it's hardly any weight at all, is enough water for the day. With front straps, the same kind of routine, hat and water supply quick to hand, bug repellents. I always carry bug repellent in the vehicle and give myself a good dousing before I head off. But back up I have this kind of stuff. You put this over your head, tie it like a scarf, like a shemak, and it keeps the beasts at bay. Inside the pack is a similar arrangement. Comfort in the middle, kitchen on the back. We'll go to the front straight away. I love this system. I've been using this rucksack for so long, so many years, and it's always been a joy to work with. This is my fire kit. I have here enough for 3 or 4 brews of water. Always have a pack of matches, backup, and a ferrocerium rod, and we're all good to go. And of course a Swiss Army knife and scissors for cutting food. So it's a favourite system I use all the time, and belongs in here, fits perfectly, and everything is just spot on. In the kitchen area I have the BCB full system, inside a dust cover to keep the kit clean. The usual story, a good load of water. Cook, I love the pot for cooking, it's just such a generous portion, and of course I've always loved the solidity and the strength of the meth system inside. Clean and almost wind resistant, and of course a homemade lid for the top of the mug. So that's the cook system. I also carry a military lightweight fork. If there's fluid in the soup or the stew, I let it cool down a bit and drink the fluid first, and then get on with the fork and eat the food. It reminds me of my granddad, Sergeant Major, who in the forces, he always drank the milk out of his porridge in the morning and then down the oats at the second stage. That's kind of similar system that I'll be using, that he used during the war, World War II. Oh, I forgot to mention inside the reconnaissance pack, patrol pack, small pack I should say, again, emergency biscuit if things get tough. Lightweight, just enough for 1 coffee brew, some herbal tea, and lunch of course is protein and carbohydrate, and that's us all set. And of course homemade windshield. I love it because it's just an old biscuit tin sprayed green. It's been around a while now, as you can see, beat up, but it folds and sits really nicely against the prevailing wind, and it's so lightweight. So that's all the kit I need for reconnaissance. So that's the end of that quick reveal. So stay well everybody, until next time, from me, Cheery McBrin.